Well, good Monday morning, everybody. It is April 21st, and I'm Chris Allen here with your 270 weather. Weather for the 270 area code and beyond. Hope that you had a great Easter. It was a nice day. It turned out to be really, really wonderful, I thought. Everybody was rain free, even though the clouds, it looked like it wanted to put down some rain, but it didn't. All of it stayed west of us, as I told you it would. So hopefully you were able to get everything in on your Easter Sunday and, sunrise services and going to church and eating out and whatever you wanted to do. It was a good day for that. We'll check the numbers here in just a moment. First, we'll take a look outside here at 749, the current temperature. And there's the way. Yeah, those are raindrops coming down. It is currently raining here at Plano, Kentucky, just outside of the city limits of Bowling Green. And these showers, though, I'll show you on radar, are pretty close to being done. We will see some of these showers this morning, and then we should see some partial clearing taking place later today. Now, if you live east of Bowling Green or east of Interstate 65, it may take a little bit longer to get rid of those showers. But if you live along and west of 65, some of you may even see a little bit of clearing come later this afternoon. Hold on just a second. I need to cough. I muted the microphone so you didn't have to hear me cough. Oh, well, anyway. So the sinuses, it's the pollen and the tree pollen. Now we got flower pollen and pollen all over the place. So it gets me this time of the morning, especially, but I'm okay. All right. Well, let's take a look at the numbers from yesterday. And we did, whoops, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. That's erroneous information. That's from the day before. Let me find the new information, which I did this morning. I know I did. Just give me a moment here to look it up. Ah, there it is. Okay. Now, here we go. Yeah, look at that. We tied the record high yesterday in Bowling Green. Oops. Now, where did that go? Now, why did it do that? Hold on a second. I got to figure out what is going on here. Okay, there's that. Now, there's that. Gracious, I'm sorry, folks. I don't know why it was there and then it went away. I just rebooted the computer before I came on, so it maybe is just not seeing it. Now there should be some sound, hopefully, right? Okay. Uh, okay. Is it a Monday? It's a Monday. All right. So we got the graphic up, got the sound. For some reason, it just wigged out on me. I've had some internet trouble lately. I'm on Spectrum, and for some reason, Spectrum keeps doing these outages. And every time there's an outage, uh, I have to redo a lot of this stuff that you see, and sometimes it don't work right. So again, let me go over this. For April 20th, which was yesterday, which was Easter Sunday, we have hit a record high of 87, tied it. This is the fourth time it's been tied. Yesterday, 1983, 1964, and 1926. 15 degrees warmer than normal of 72. Low is 59. No rainfall at the airport until after midnight. The rain did not start till after midnight, so this is going to show zero for the day. But we're about to check some of the Kentucky Mesonet sites here in just a moment. First, we check the radar, and as you can see, we've got rain pulling through, and it's all moving off to the northeast. There's a couple of little lightning strikes in there, but not much. And as you can tell, this is all moving well east of the Bowling Green area. There's Bowling Green. And now everything is beginning to push further east. There's still a little bit of rain left. So some of you will continue to see these showers this morning, but it's going to be primarily along and east of Interstate 65, which is right here from E-Town going all the way down into the Bowling Green, then all the way down into Nashville. Now, west of 65, you're more likely to begin to see some sun later this afternoon. I think it'll start to weaken just a bit and continue to move off to the east as you're seeing there. So yeah, it's give it a little bit of time, and I think we're going to be okay. Let's go to the Mesonet, and we'll begin to see some of the temperatures and some of the rainfall that has occurred. 70s out into eastern Kentucky, but it's 60s here and to the west of the Bowling Green area, 60s, mid 60s. Well, let's look at rainfall. I could go since midnight, but I'm going to go last 24 hours just to make sure I catch everything. And we've had 12 hundredths of an inch of rain down at the southern sensor, which is at the Ag Expo Center, and then 700ths of an inch of rain up at the Corvette plant. But others have received 2/10, 3/10. There's almost a half inch in Christian County over toward Hopkinsville, and higher amounts of rain over in the western part of the state, where those folks have picked up half inch to almost 3/4 of an inch of rain. But for us, we're going to say an average of a tenth to near a quarter inch, or around a quarter inch, less amounts to the east where it hasn't yet rained. So there you go. That's the way the rainfall looks. Winds coming out of the south and southwest, sustained at 5 to 10, even up to 12 miles per hour. And there have been a few breezy gusts to 26. That's the biggest one I see this morning. So we'll say a breeze of 10 to 15, maybe up to 20 miles per hour, but nothing stronger than that. So All of that will continue to come from the south for a little bit longer, but you're starting to see that shift in the wind to our west. See this back here? Now they're becoming more westerly. So the cold front is about to make its way through. And the winds will then become more from the west and then from the north and west. That's going to cool us down a little bit for tonight. All right, we go to the maps. We take a look at what's going on there. Now, the good news, the great news out of all of this is that, of course, we escaped and didn't have to deal with any severe weather. Everything has been just, if you've seen any lightning or heard any thunder, it's all been really light stuff. But here we are, Warren County, middle of the 270. Here comes the cold front, as I showed you, back to the west. Here's the rain and maybe a rumble of thunder, but not much else. The front's coming through, should be here and pushing through between now and noon this afternoon. Tonight, the front will be east of us. We start to clear things out from west to east. High pressure begins to build in. Now, these yellow pixels that you're seeing here, let me zoom out a little bit more. The yellow pixels indicating that there could be some areas of fog over toward Somerset and, back toward Jackson, Kentucky, and those areas. I don't see much going on here. There could be some, trying to show some down around the Lake Cumberland area or Dale Hollow Lake overnight. That's because the cooler air is then going to overrun the warmer air, the moist air that's in place. And sometimes we can get some fog during the overnight hours. There you see it early tomorrow morning. There could be some other spots that see some fog. Here we go into Tuesday evening. Everything looking good. High pressure in control. But remember, this boundary, which is coming through right now, is going to go south of us and then stall and then wait on the next system to come in from the west. And that's going to happen on Wednesday. So Wednesday, we see kind of a backing up of some of the rain. Those of you that live over toward Lake Cumberland and Dale Hollow Lake will start to see showers kind of moving backwards, if you will, from east to west instead of west to east, which is the normal course of things. And there you see, yeah, we've got the showers pretty much covering the entire area. Let me see if I can get, it's not plotting the fronts on here. Let me hit the F5 button, see if it'll plot those back on. Get over here. There's the front. Okay, I guess they didn't draw it on there. Oh, there it is. Okay, it did. That's a warm front. So along the warm front, here's Bowling Green and Warren County. Along the warm front, there's going to be lifted moisture. We could have some elevated showers and thunderstorms, but nothing that's severe. In fact, I'm not seeing any kind of severe weather for a while. But notice here, the cold front is way back to the west. What we're going to see is really good coverage of rain and thunderstorms both Thursday and Friday. Now, I think there will be, about an inch or more than an inch of rain. This could be problematic to those of you, which I saw yesterday. I mean, all you got to do is go down 31W south of Bowling Green, south of where Cheney's Dairy Barn is. You go through there and get into Woodburn, and there are fields that are still just covered in rain of water. So the water tables are so full that water still has nowhere to go. The cave and the karst areas beneath us, full. So the water has nowhere to go. And we're going to add Probably by the weekend, another inch of rain, in some cases, maybe more on top of it. Here's Saturday. Now we see the front coming right across southern Kentucky with an area of low pressure. That's going to keep showers in the forecast. So we're talking about Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 3 days of continual rain chances. That doesn't mean necessarily continual rain, like it never stops, like it did a couple of weeks ago. Can you believe that's been a couple of weeks ago? The flood? Yeah. Anyway, so this could be a problem for some of you. By Sunday, next Sunday, we're going to be okay. It looks like we get a break, but then we're going to, well, this says unable to load weather data, so maybe they don't have the latest in here. But by Monday of next week, we could have some more showers as that cold front out west tries to work its way in here. Eh, it's like we get a little bit of a break and then here comes more rain. Now, the rain that's happening today shouldn't make much of a difference at all. It is what's coming down the pike later this week that's a concern. Here's a look at the blender: 70s, mid to upper 70s today. We'll go 77, 78, a cooler 53 to 55 tonight with the passage of the cold front, but then we're right back to the upper 70s tomorrow, low 80s for Wednesday. And then here we go with Thursday, Friday, Saturday, those 3 days with rain and thunderstorms, mid to upper 70s. It's not going to change the temperature that much because we don't have a cold front coming through. It's just a front that's going to come in and kind of lay here for 2 or 3 days with rain, upper 70s for Sunday. And here we go into the final few days of April with highs in the low to mid 80s. Yeah, there's the 28th, 29th, 30th. And here at the very end is May 1st, Thursday, May 1st. Not this Thursday, but the next Thursday, 77 to begin the month of May. And after that, we get into Saturday, the 3rd. That is Derby Day. And hopefully it's going to be, good conditions for the Kentucky Derby. But we're also hoping for good conditions for the 26th annual Herb Festival, which starts this Wednesday. 12 days only, starting this Wednesday and going through Derby Day, May 3rd. It starts at 9 a.m. every day and ends at 6 p.m. every day under the big tent, 901 Lehman Avenue in Bowling Green, sponsored by the Wild Bird and Nature Store and the Plant Lady. Hundreds and hundreds of herbs, perennials, heirlooms, uh, take home container gardens, vegetables, vegetable plants, tomatoes, green hot peppers, any of that stuff that you want to grow in your own garden and you want some advice on how to do it. They will be there to take care of that. Rain or shine, 12 days, big tent at 901 Lehman Avenue starting this Wednesday and going all the way through Saturday, May 3rd, which is Derby Day, 9 to 6 each day. If you'd like more information, you just contact the Wild Bird and Nature Store. They're at 901 Lehman Avenue in Bowling Green, and they will take care of you. Otherwise, just bring a cash or check. They will not be taking credit cards. So cash or check. Okay. And the plants ought to be good and in bloom. Everything should be looking pretty healthy. We've had plenty of rain. we we've had more than enough rain this season for that. So hopefully everything's gonna look good. So a little more rain this morning through about midday, especially for those of you living along and east of 65. And then we'll begin to see some clearing back to the west. In the meantime, have yourselves a great Monday. Thank you.